a coincidence that like this happens to be the university that Jeffrey Epstein was pouring all of his money into, by the way, and he's facilitating models from Romania beginning in 2009. Do you think all of this is just one big coincidence and we are the conspiracy theorists? And Erika, you are going to see, begins pursuing fame. There is no person who can look into Erika's life and make the claim that she was not trying to be famous. As I have said, I don't know any women who have never dated a guy that was normal. Like everybody that Erika dates has some degree of fame and publicity already.
Traveling, I love it. I'm all for it. I'm up for anything. I want to learn. I want to be able to use this opportunity and harness all the things that I can learn from it and be able to just inspire.
That clip wasn't loud. That's exactly what made it unsettling. One calm, completely unbothered moment on camera, and suddenly the internet decided it had been watching the wrong version of Erika Kirk this entire time. No panic, no hesitation, just a relaxed delivery that had people hitting replay over and over again. So why did it explode now, of all times? Why did a years-old audition tape suddenly become the most talked-about piece of footage online? Because the timing is absolutely brutal. After Charlie Kirk was reportedly fatally shot, Erika didn't retreat into the background the way some might have expected. She stepped forward, taking on the CEO and chair role at Turning Point USA almost immediately. And when someone moves into that kind of spotlight, especially that fast, the internet treats their entire past like an open case file. People don't dig carefully in those moments. They dig fast, they dig deep, and they share whatever they find before anyone has time to add context.
We know that Erika is going to begin dating somebody else, and his name is JT Massey, and he's a minor league baseball player. She's not dating nobodies. Okay? She wants.
Long before any of this, Erika was building visibility the traditional way. Pageants, philanthropy, carefully polished public appearances. She won Miss Arizona USA on November 20th, 2011, and went on to compete in Miss USA 2012. Alongside that, she had already founded a nonprofit called Everyday Heroes Like You back in 2006. On paper, it reads like a wholesome, ambitious resume, the kind of background that looks inspiring until people decide the word pattern applies. And once that word enters the conversation, everything gets reframed.
Erika dates has some degree of fame and publicity already in their lives, and that clearly attracts her. And that just is Erika's life. It's a fact of Erika's life. And like I said, she lies all the time.
Then came the tape that keeps getting reshared, and the Amazing Race audition recorded with her then-boyfriend, JT Massey. And the moment that reportedly set people off wasn't even the most dramatic part of the clip. It was a single line, delivered casually and confidently, that critics latched onto as though it revealed something about her entire approach to visibility and ambition. Supporters pushed back immediately, calling it a goofy, harmless audition from years ago that anyone could film and think nothing of. But the damage to the narrative was already done. That line landed differently in 2024 than it would have in any other year, and that contrast is exactly what kept it spreading.
You look gorgeous. Are you fixing my... I got a little bacon. Babe, that's deep in there. Give them a cleavage. People want cleavage. Showcase it.
Excels, babe.
Excels. That's me.
Lots against her.
It's not within the confines of marriage.
And here's the part people tend to overlook. The Amazing Race tape wasn't a one-off experiment. There's also documented evidence, according to reporting, that she appeared briefly on Summer House on Bravo. She later reportedly suggested she passed on bigger reality opportunities to focus on completing her degree. Now that detail feeds two completely opposite stories, depending on which version of Erika you've already decided to believe. Either she genuinely walked away from the entertainment lane to pursue something more serious, or she recalculated, repositioned, and found a smarter route to influence. The internet, predictably, gravitates hard toward the second version.
But I'm sure the strain and the different challenges that Amazing Race would bring out, you don't really know what to be prepared for. So that the fear of the unknown would be kind of a conflict. Kind of see what to expect out of the person when they are at that level of sleep deprivation or at that level of stress.
But none of that generated the same level of noise as one single word: Romania. According to reporting, Erika's charity work included a project called Romanian Angels, connected to her Everyday Heroes Like You nonprofit, described as supporting an orphanage in Constanza. That alone might have stayed unremarkable, but then viral posts began circulating claiming she had been banned from Romania, and worse, that she was connected to alleged sex trafficking networks operating in Eastern Europe. Multiple independent fact checks found no credible evidence supporting those specific claims. No documentation, no official records, no confirmed sourcing. That's important. But here's the messy reality. Corrections and fact checks almost never travel as far or as fast as the original accusation, so the rumor split people into two camps, and both sides dug in harder.
I don't. We need.
What? We're checking the line? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're checking the line.
Once that door cracked open, the alleged Epstein connections followed almost immediately. Online investigators began pointing to elite network overlaps, fashion circles, pageant systems, contact books, charity geography, and building what they framed as a web of proximity. But here's the part that gets buried every single time this conversation happens. Even detailed reporting on Jeffrey Epstein's infamous address books and contact records consistently emphasizes that appearing in those documents is not, and has never been, proof of criminal involvement or knowledge of any alleged crimes. A name in a contact list means someone knew someone. That's it. The gap between proximity and participation is enormous, and online discourse has a well-documented habit of treating them as the same thing. None of the allegations being drawn about Erika Kirk have been proven in any court or confirmed by any official investigation.
I'm collected. I have my pretty boy right here for that.
Cold as ice.
It's cold as
I
ice.
love when you pet my face.
I know your beard's.
Yeah.
But yes, pick us.
Please.
We will not let.
And then came the resurfaced audition tape that the internet kept calling rehearsed. The tone in that clip, the calm, the ease, the almost practiced quality of how she spoke was what people said they couldn't shake. Not nervousness, not deflection, just a steady, matter-of-fact delivery. According to online commentary, it didn't sound like someone being careful around sensitive territory. It sounded like someone who had said these things many times before. Whether that read is fair or wildly overinterpreted depends entirely on who's watching and what they've already decided to believe.
Great point. Just career-wise to be able to take on this type of endeavor. And I feel like I have something very unique to offer this whole experience in general. Like I said, I'm very coachable. I'm very trainable. And I'm the type of person that I don't need all the time in the world.
And then there's the silence. Charlie Kirk, according to reporting, was publicly and loudly vocal about demanding full transparency around the Epstein files before his death, calling for complete document releases and accountability across the board. Since then, Erika has not publicly addressed the Epstein files, the online allegations, or any of the connections people have been raising across social media. Some commentators argue that a single straightforward public statement could dismantle most of the speculation almost overnight if the connections being drawn are genuinely off base. Others point out there may be entirely rational, strategic reasons for saying nothing at all about something this explosive and legally sensitive.
I'm very coachable. I'm very trainable. And I'm the type of person that I don't need all the time in the world to get ready. If you say you got to be on a plane in a half hour and you have to pack your stuff and go, I'm on it. I'm kind of like a gypsy. I don't mind. I don't mind living out of a suitcase. I'm used to it, and that's something that I'm okay.
But the internet doesn't wait for measured, carefully worded explanations. Old footage kept circulating. Pageant-era photographs kept resurfacing. The audition tapes got reposted across every platform over and over. And each time they spread, more people found themselves studying small details, trying to build a coherent picture from scattered moments across a career that spans nearly 2 decades.
Auditions for this show, which we think is Diane von Furstenberg, had a show called House of DVF. It's fashion, which ran for 2 seasons from 2014 to 2015, and Erika auditions for that as.
So what is this story actually about when you pull back far enough to see the whole shape of it? Because the Erika Kirk that exists in public life today, the faith-aligned brand, the podcast, the real estate work, the leadership and ministry projects, looks almost nothing like the version of her captured in those early audition tapes and pageant footage. And when two genuinely different versions of the same person exist in the public record simultaneously, the internet has a very consistent, very predictable habit. It always picks the version that feels scandalous, and it builds the story backward from there. Supporters will tell you this is a coordinated pile-on a grieving woman who stepped into a role under impossible circumstances. Critics will tell you the background raises questions that deserve real answers. Both of those things can be true at the same time. None of the allegations connecting Erika Kirk to Jeffrey Epstein's network, to alleged sex trafficking operations, or to any criminal activity have been proven in court or confirmed by any official investigation. The Romania trafficking claims were specifically fact-checked and found to have no credible evidence. What remains, what keeps this conversation alive regardless of which side you land on, is a collection of overlapping events, resurfaced footage, and a silence that people keep interpreting in different directions. And that brings us to the question nobody has actually answered yet. Drop it in the comments, because when someone steps into one of the most politically charged leadership roles in the country, while their past is being picked apart in real time across every platform, and they say absolutely nothing in response, what does that silence tell you?